G'day folks, and welcome back to another Warframe video. This time, as you see in the title, we are farming for Mag instead of Ember like before. Now, right quick, I do have a Patreon, so if you would like to support the channel and get exclusive storytelling content with sound effects and all that good stuff, there's a link in the description below. Also, I take commissions of any kind, anything voice related included, spicy. So, for that, you can DM me on Instagram, which is also linked in the description below. Now let's get started. Duviri is, quite possibly, the best way to farm frames. Especially for Mesa. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I talked about that before, but trust me, if you're a newcomer and you want the gunslinger Mesa, wait until she pops up in Duviri. You can go ahead and put this video in a smaller window, pause it, or even close it out and come back, but go ahead and check out what you gotta do for Mesa. It's not the worst farm in the game, but definitely, by no means, is it the best. Speaking of which, look at what they gave me. I was just like, really? Fuck. But I was happy, however, that they did indeed give me my Volt. You know, so if they would have given me Volt, Sauron, Gara, I haven't built Nidus yet, but I'm mainly glad about that. To be honest, I will take dog trash weapons into Duviri or wherever, you know, the elite deep Archimedia, and I'll be fine with that. I will be totally okay with doo-doo water weapons. I will, because at least, if I have a Warframe that I can actually survive with, I'm happy. Because it doesn't matter how good or bad the guns are, eventually the enemy will die. And in the Elite Deep Archimedia, you can have your arc gun. You can call in support and all of that good stuff, right? So, at the very least, if you get like, what, Twin Vipers, a Stug, and a regular Breton, you can still complete it, provided you do have a good arc gun. And in Duviri, all weapons become awesome because of all of the decrees that you get, especially if you try your best to find all 3 of the decree fragments, so you're getting 1 every single time you complete a mission. So, I don't mind about that, but you can't really kill anything if you're dead. So, like I said, as long as I can get a good, or at the very least decent Warframe, it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. Now, one thing that I would really like for them to add, especially because Duviri's been out for a little while now, right? And we have all of this content coming out for the end of the year. I would love, and my bestie and I were talking about this, if whenever you popped into Duviri, right? Whenever you're doing this circuit and slaying things in the Undercroft, if you could have the same, right, random selection of Warframes, but you had 1 added pedestal in the middle, and you could choose any Warframe from your selection, just like you were gearing up to go on a regular mission, a regular node. If you could have that, but everything else was random, oh man, that would save so much time. And it would be way nicer. So much nicer. I honestly, in addition to that, don't know why they, like, I mean, I get it from a logic standpoint and a lore standpoint for the Elite Deep Archimedia, where it's also randomized, but you can only take whatever random weapons you actually have, that you have made. And logically, yeah, that does make sense. But from fun from an actual gaming, enjoyment standpoint. That's awful. You know how many people have, like, 100 weapon slots? 50? 20 even? Very, very few. An astronomically low amount. And I think the only way you can get more weapon slots are from using platinum to buy more. As far as I know, that's it. So it's really annoying because unless you make every single weapon in the game and keep them and throw away all of that platinum, it's gonna be inconvenient. And I get it, yeah, you're not in Duviri, you can't just imaginate up, whatever weapons, because Duviri is our realm, the Drifter created it. And so, yes, like, for continuity's sake, I get it. But from a gameplay's sake, from enjoyment's sake, that was not the greatest goal. So, if they could do it like where it's Duviri, where you can just, I don't know, cool Lloyd, just, Robot Lloyd just makes you a temporary copy, right? And it's made out of super volatile argon. So it'll disappear as soon as you're done. Just throw some bullshit in there like that. So that way you can still get your fullest extent of difficulty and modifiers, right? And get what you want more efficiently. And not have to wait and do extra runs, and you can just select everything and go. And have your good time. It would be that easy. By the way, my bestie, right? No, the reason I call him Good Lloyd is because he's better. And yes, the human Lloyd has come around. Like he's better, and he actually gives a shit about the coffee. And yeah, he's okay. He's alright. Oh man, my bestie still hates that guy. You know what their name for him is? Flesh Lloyd. Yeah. Very creative, that one. Very creative they are. So yeah, they still hate him to this day. Just a little bit less, since he was the only one that actually cared about the coffee. So I just thought I'd tell you guys about that. Share the funny. But yeah, no, if they did that for Elite Sanctuary, fucking Elite Deep Hawking Media, so much better. And more accessible to new players, as well as people who are just getting into that content, and it's far less of a headache for veterans. So I think that would be pretty great. And the reason that I'm farming mag right now is because I do enjoy leveling all of my weapons, but I went pretty far, right? I went pretty far in the belly of the beast event to get to this MR26, which, by the way, I am now officially MR26, so yay for me. I was kind of getting burnt out by it, though. So I decided, you know what? I'll just farm for mag. Instead of just grinding out the levels, I'm gonna farm for some stuff that I don't have yet. And it's more enjoyable that way. Taking a break from the main grind and just collecting stuff. Because I do still enjoy collecting all the things, trying them out, and just having a good time at my own pace. And like I said, breaks are very important. Continue to have breaks as often as you need them. There's nothing wrong with recovery in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I decided to do that, and Duviri really is the best for Warframes. I mean, some of them are easy to get. Some of them are the classic, keep beating the shit out of this boss until, it drops everything. But yeah, some of them are, and that's okay. I mean, the Jackal, dropping all 3 parts of the Stulta. Actually, I think the Jackal drops even the main blueprint, right? I don't know, either way. That one's pretty easy. And the Stropha as well, he drops both. And then for the Mitre, you go to what was it, Cirrus? I think it was Cirrus. Anyway, Zata. Xata. That assassination mission, my goodness, I need a nap, to kill foreign krill for the mitre. Which, by the way, once you're done leveling the mitre, if you don't want to use that in Carden, you can go ahead and use it to make the Pantera. Another regular, nice and chill, beat 'em up until that pinata drops the candy you like. Standard farm. Which I prefer. It's what I'm used to. It's what most people are used to. But then you have Mesa. Then you have Chroma's parts. Then you have everybody else's bullshit. And, I've not really farmed a whole lot of Warframes. Regular Warframes. I've mainly farmed Prime Warframes, but yeah, Primes are less of a headache to get than some of the regulars. Now, I will say, the ones where you just beat up the boss for, certain weapons or Warframe parts, those are better than cracking relics for Prime frames. And in some cases, even better than Prime weapons, because that rarity is downright stupid, and irradiating your relic seems to do fuck all. It honestly seems to do nothing. And I've irradiated so many relics. And I've gotten more rares, right? From all of the relics. Lith, Meso, Neo, and Axie. I have gotten far more rares on unirradiated relics than I have radiated. It doesn't make any sense. So from now on, unless I just do it as like a sugar pill thing to make me feel better to irradiate it, if I've been farming something for too long that doesn't drop, I'm just gonna use the void traces for anything else, or they're just gonna sit there in stockpile. Actually, I don't even know if you can use void traces for much else. But yeah, and that's my experience. I know everybody else's RNG is going to be different, but for me, it's stupid like that. And that's why I like to run Duviri for it. You just grind it out. When you get to level 10, you're done. And you have all of your Warframe parts. Done and done. Super easy. So, go ahead and snag Mag while she's in this week's rotation. Or Rhino, or who was the other one? Loki? I think it was. Yeah. Loki, Mag, and Rhino. For this week. As of this video posting. You still have most of the week to get one of them. Trust me. Oh, also Chroma? If you've already beaten the star chart and you made one, but you just subsuming him for whatever, or, something like that, it's also best to wait until Duviri has Chroma. It's just a lot easier to deal with. So, Mesa and Chroma for Duviri for sure. And there's other ones as well, but like I said, I haven't farmed a lot of regular Warframe, so I don't have that information on me currently. I mainly enjoy the weapons. Man, do I love the weapons in this game. It's so much fun. Ah, so much fun. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're able to get whatever Warframe is on this next rotation. You guys have a good day, a good night, and may RNG be in your favor. My knuckles were white as I gripped the steering wheel tightly. I could already feel a headache coming on, and the pressure of the fallout from this morning's conversation was sinking in. There was going to be screaming, stomping, breaking stuff. A part of me wonders why I even put up with it. Every night it's the same thing. It's a huge fight where he throws things around, making a mess and breaking things. Never his things, of course. Always mine. Always things he knows are important to me that I've told him about since he could sit on my knee. Then he calls me vulgar names and laughs about it. Tells me I'm just a bitch or thinks worse than that. before running off with his garbage friends and damaging the neighborhood. The neighbors gossip, and it's humiliating. I see their worry, their concern in the looks they give me. If only I could take their help. But the last one who tried was run out by my demon of a son. CPS has been around so many times that I keep the case files in a safe at home, as well as in the car. They won't do anything, and it just makes me look worse and worse as a father. I used to be so